What is up guys, I am back for another video, and today I'm going to be giving you the buy round strategy, the most important strategies in planning heading into the buy rounds, and I'm going to help you guys get the advantage during this tough time where a lot of players won't be playing. So this is my team review as of currently. So as we go through, I've got a key down there and I'm going to be explaining to you how we can survive the buy rounds. So obviously during the buy rounds, there's only 13 players on the park. Now you may think that's easy, but it's actually very hard to get 13 players out there. In fact, very difficult. And I think these next trades coming into the buy rounds are going to be so important. You're going to want to be trading teams with 1 buy or less. Any team with 2 buys, you're probably not going to want to be trading those players in. Try and get as much players on the park as you can is basically what we're going to be trying to do. I've listed the players, so I've got a couple players who will miss 2 games during the buy rounds, which will be difficult. Players like Harry Grant and Elias Katoa are guys that I want to be looking to selling. Tanner Boyd is going to struggle as well with his team, the Titans, having 2 buys during the buy rounds, and Payne Haas as well, another difficult one. The teams like Panthers, Roosters, Storm, Titans and Broncos all having double buy rounds during the big buy rounds, which will result in them missing those 2 matches there. With these trades, you're going to want to be trading in guys that only have a buy, maybe even 0 buys during the buy round. Take for example Eels players like Mitchell Moses, Hopgood, they don't have any buys during the buy round and will be able to be in your 13 every single buy round, which will be the rounds 13, 16 and 19. Round 13, already I'm going to be having a lot of players out. Grant, McInnes, Katoa, Cleary, Hines, Paul Alamotti, Tanner Boyd, Preston, Campera and Blore all missing out. And if you count it up there, I may struggle to get a 13 up. So I'm going to have to be making trades this week or next week in order to get my team up to scratch. Harry Grant not playing next round and in round 13, and as well as round 19. Tough buy schedule for the Storm players. Harry Grant not averaging well, I'm going to be looking to get rid of him. Players like Cameron Ryan, only 1 buy, they're worth holding. Payne Haas, I might even hold him even with 2 buys. He's a solid player, but then if you look, he also has Origin, so maybe a guy you might be looking to move on from to pick up, maybe a Madison or someone else that could be much easier to hold on for. Cameron McInnes with 1, I think he's a hold. Then we have Katoa with 2, struggling as well with scores. He's got to be a guy to go. And there's a lot of good players out there. In fact, this week you could trade in players like Mann or Manu for him. I've got a Preston as backup for edge. Either this week or next week, the Storm players like Grant, Katoa, maybe even Liera are guys to go. Jackson Ford, 1 buy. Nico Hines, 1 buy. Holds Cleary, he's a hold even though with 2. And we've got Bird, we've got Alamotti, we've got Hammer, Miller and Sloan. I'd be looking to hold those guys. You just got to maneuver your team. Tanner Boyd, he might be a guy to go at 530k. He is a very solid player, but with 2 buys during the buy round, I may have to sell him out to get someone else. Same with Campera in the emergencies. There's not much players to get at his price, but he might be a guy that I'm going to have to sell. Preston, and then Crossland in this week for Hayes Perham. Crossland's a good player, and he's only got 1 buy. That's around 19. I can stick him in around 13 and 16 and should be fine. And Katoa is another solid player. We've got Couchman, Hands and Blore in the emergencies, and Brendan Hands not even having a buy. He's not solid, but at this point you just want to get players that are playing in round 13, 16 and 19. If we look first to the round 13, I've got Cameron Murray, Payne Haas, Jackson Ford, Bird, Hammer, Miller, Sloan and Crossland and Katoa in my 17. They can play for 13. And if you count it up, it's not 13 players. I'm going to struggle, but that's why these couple weeks you're going to have to start planning in order to get at least 10 plus players up on the field there. Otherwise you're going to probably just get automatic losses here. So start to prepare. Don't just prepare for round 13, but 16 and 19 as well. Avoid the teams like the Panthers, who have 2 buys, the Roosters, who have 2 buys, Storm, Titans and Broncos. they all have buys during the main buy rounds, which means they will be out for 2 games during those buy rounds, and that would mean, you know, you're going to really struggle, and it's much better just to trade those guys out for players who will have 1 buy or less. So if we have a look for the buy rounds for each team, we have the Bulldogs with 1 buy. That's a good team you could look to buy from. And then we have the Panthers and Roosters, who are no-goes, as well as Storm and Titans, who have 2 buy rounds during the main buy rounds as well. Sharks with 1, Tigers 1, Broncos 2, Dolphins 1, Dragons 1, Rabbitohs 1, Raiders 1, Warriors 1, Cowboys, Knights, Seagulls 1, and Eels with 0. Eels, if you can get some players from there, that's one of the best teams to buy from, players without any buy rounds during the main buy rounds. Those players you'll be able to stick in during those difficult rounds, 13, 16 and 19. Again, as I've listed here, teams with 2 buy rounds: Panthers, Roosters, Storm, Titans and Broncos. I think the guys you just cannot be picking up. It's a wasted trade, and I reckon if you have them, just depends on how they're going. You could stick with them if you're going to stick with them for the rest of the year, but if you're not and you're looking to upgrade, you should do it before these buy rounds. Otherwise, you're going to have to hold these guys during those difficult rounds. And then teams with 1 buy, we've got Bulldogs, Sharks, Tigers, Dolphins, Dragons, Rabbitohs, Raiders, Warriors, Cowboys, Knights, Seagulls. They're all teams that are fairly okay to bring in. You're only going to miss them for 1 round. When you're coming up to rounds like 13, 16 and 19, you're going to look and see, can I get, you know, at least 10, 11 plus on the field? You may need to make some late trades there. So I recommend starting to also save trades till around 12, and then you can see if you can get enough players in the park. Look how the other, if you're playing in head-to-head, look how the other team is going to square up as well. Especially if it's an automatic win, you don't need to make trades. Whereas if it's a tough battle, you might need to make some trades there. And yeah, Eels with 0 buys. Big team, big players in there that you could pick up. I reckon the ownership for players like Madison, Mitchell Moses, Hopgood may go up still with this team having a good buy schedule. And yeah, as I said, be sure not to trade players in with 2 buys during the buy rounds, because you will have a difficult time trying to hold them on the emergencies. And yeah, that's my buy round strategy for you guys heading into the rounds 13, 16 and 19. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I thank you for watching.